2024 was quite the year for Playboi Carti, and 2024 music, we did not get 2024 no music, really. That's what we got. We didn't get the album. Allegedly, it's called music. Stupid name, but it is what it is. We don't really give a shit about the name, right? The reality is, Carti just never dropped the album, and it's unfortunate that he never dropped the album because I really did believe that he was gonna drop. I know I'm delusional. I think a lot of us were delusional that he was gonna drop an album, but it just never happened, right? But that's okay because we have 2025 to look forward to. But we're gonna look back into the 2024 year of Carti because what he accomplished and the commercial success that he saw was astronomical. It was crazy. I never seen someone get that much hype and that much attention on them by just not dropping. It's actually kind of crazy. But let's take a look back, a recap of what Carti really did, because as much as he didn't do much, he did a lot actually. So, he started off the year pretty strong with a lot of like Finsta posts on Instagram or whatever. They weren't official songs, but they were songs that people wanted, like on Spotify, on DSPs and everything like that. But it didn't happen. Of course, it's Carti. So that was never going to happen. We got songs like 2024. That came out like at the end of 2023. Gonna count it as 2024. He dropped the Backroom song with Travis Scott. He dropped a bunch of songs. He had Hood by Air as well. It was a really strong start to the year. I remember this, and it was great, and he had a verse on Carnival, and we know what that did for him. It took off. It went number one. It didn't debut at number one, but it charted pretty high and eventually climbed up on the Billboard to number one. So when that happened, I said, holy shit, this is the perfect time to drop the album. February, I really thought he should have dropped the album in February. I still believe he should have dropped the album by February. It didn't happen. But we're going to continue on with the year. He had Carnival, and then he hopped on a new feature, Type Shit, and this also performed very well. The track Type Shit debuted at number 2 on the Hot 100, and again, another hit. It was just a sign that every single time Carti was going to hop on a feature, it was going to be a hit, right? There's only like one song, I believe, that was a feature that didn't really do so hot, probably because the song really just wasn't good at all. It was the song he hopped on with Camila Cabello. It wasn't great. It just felt like whatever. It was so forced. I just don't understand how the collab even happened. So it was just whatever. So, we have these two banger songs, hits, whatever, and they're doing numbers. Like at this point, we already knew Carti was like, he was huge, but like the numbers he was doing on these songs were just doing well. The songs he would go on would just chart so good because just of his name. It's just off his name is purely why these songs charted so high, right? And then we get on to another track that he hopped on earlier this year. He was on Field Trip on Vultures 2. Pretty bad album. It was not great, and Field Trip is not that great of a song. People were gassing it when it was leaked or whatever. It was never that good, so it's there. Didn't do much. It's whatever. It did chart on the Billboard Hot 100, but no one really gives a fuck about that song, and neither do I. And then he finally releases his own song. His first solo song that he's dropped in, I think, over 4 years, which is ludicrous to think about, but it's true. He dropped All Red. Not my favorite song. I thought the song was a little mid, but underwhelming comparing what he's been dropping and what features he was hopping on before. A little underwhelming, but nonetheless still performed very well. It debuted at number 15 on the Hot 100. It stayed on the Hot 100 for 4 weeks. I don't think people were really that fond of the song, and I don't really blame them. It wasn't my favorite track. I know my friend forced himself to listen to the tracks. He forced himself to listen to it about 19 times. Now it's his favorite song. But the truth is that the song was whatever. But again, nonetheless, he proved that he can drop a song and it would chart pretty high in the Hot 100. Again, Carti is just like, the name off alone is just, it's enough to just put you on the charts. And it's crazy to say that, but that's just power of Carti's name right now. He's the biggest he's ever been. And after that, he finally hops on the song Timeless. This is probably the best song that he's hopped on this year. Best feature, best song overall. Timeless with The Weeknd. Banger song. Love the song. It's probably one of my favorite songs that dropped this year. So Timeless was another banger, and it debuted at number 3 in the Hot 100, and it's still on the charts today. So it's been on the charts for about 13 weeks. That's another hit. And again, I really do believe it's because of Carti. It's not because of The Weeknd. It's not because of Kanye. It's not because of Metro. It's not because of Travis Scott. It's really off of Carti's name. I really do believe that his name has held so much weight within the past year that if you have a Carti feature, you are going to the charts. I think a Carti feature is worth more than a Drake feature, is worth more than a Kanye feature, is worth more than a Travis feature, is worth more than a Kendrick feature, is worth more than a J. Cole feature. It is the best feature you can get today. If you got the money, you want to get to the charts. If you can even get a Carti feature, because it's like impossible to anyways, because he's not going to clear shit, right? He's gotten so many songs with so many artists that he just doesn't clear anything. And I just don't see anything dropping unless you are a bigger artist and accomplish way more than Carti right now. He's not going to give you a feature. That's the truth of it. Think about how many people he's collabed with and realize who he's collabing with. He collabed with The Weeknd, a huge artist in the world, right? You got Travis Scott, an icon in fashion and in music as a whole, right? You got Metro Boomin, one of the most known producers in the world. He has more monthly listeners than 99% of rappers, right? And he's only collabing with the biggest of biggest, right? There's Kanye too, one of the most loved artists ever, right? Some of the best music he's ever produced. So obviously that's another one. And that's what it seems like. Carti's only giving features to artists that he probably views as above him, right? He's not going to give a feature to a lot of these other dudes, right? There's a reason he didn't give the feature to Offset when he had a song out for him, and it just never released because he didn't clear it. He's just not going to clear a bunch of stuff. If he thinks he's above you, he's just not going to clear it, is what I've noticed, right? So I think what's going to happen is that Carti hopefully will drop his album in 2025, because I do believe he's going to sell about 300K first week at least. You're like, holy shit, that's a huge number. That's more than Kendrick. Yeah, I do think he's going to sell that much, but mainly because of the bundle deals, he's going to take advantage of that. And the fans he has will absolutely buy the bundle deals. They are going to buy the clothing, the brand, the merchandise, whatever. Going to boot the album sales, which I commend. I want him to do that. I want him to sell really, really good. And the best way he can do that is take advantage of those bundle deals. That's what Travis Scott did with Utopia. It sold pretty well. It sold about 500K units first week, 400K units first week, right? Incredible sales. Carti is gonna shock the world really when he drops the album, and people are gonna look at the sales. They're gonna be like, holy shit, that's a lot more than they thought. I think he's gonna sell 300K bundle deals, everything. I think it's gonna. We've been saying this every fucking year. We think the Carti album's gonna come out this year, next year, whatever. At this point, we're just checking off the years. We're not checking off the dates anymore. Like, who cares if it drops on the 13th Friday of the year? Like, no one cares, right? At this point, we're just checking if it drops this year or not. I really thought he was going to drop it last year when he dropped so many solo songs. I was like he literally had the song called fucking 2024, right? But nothing really came out of it. Banger song, though. But nothing happened. I want to say it's disappointing, but at the same time, it's like, we can wait. Like, fans are saying, like, oh, I'm so tired of Carti's bullshit, mysterious thing, whatever. Like, at this point, you know everyone's going to tune in. Like, I can bitch and complain about Carti and be like, oh, I fucking hate the guy, I'm not going to support him anymore, whatever. Knowing damn well I'm still going to tune in when the album drops, right? I said I lost hype after February. Sure, I don't have as much hype as I did last year, right? But guess what? I'm still going to tune in regardless, right? I just listened to Lil Baby's album. I had no hype for it. Right? I still forced myself to listen to it. I regret it. Terrible listening experience, right? But I'm still going to listen to Carti's album, right? Because I think at least that will be at least a decent album. At least. And I can't say that for a bunch of other artists. Again, Carti's just... He has changed the landscape so much. He's really influential. I'm not trying to glaze or anything, but that's just the fact of it. The matter is that Carti has just... He's taken the rap game by storm. Like, he has changed everything. How people dress, how people move, how people post on Instagram, you know, it's insane. It really is. He's got a crazy fan base, diehard fan base. They're always going to tune in for the features, for the songs, for the leaks, for the album. They are all tuning in. When this album drops, I'm telling you this right now, it's gonna break the internet. It will. It will 1000% break the internet. Whether people like it or not, people are going to tune in. People are gonna tune in. It's gonna be exciting when the album drops. I'm excited for when the album drops. Really do hope the album drops this year. I think it needs to at this point. Who knows? Maybe he's not even done recording the album, right? Maybe he only has like 3 tracks done and there's like 20 and he still needs 17 more. Like, we could be doing this for another 2 years. Who knows? I'm not trying to jinx anything, knock on wood, but man, I'm excited for when this album drops, as a lot of other people are. The whole opium thing, whatever, maybe he gets Ken Carson on there. Fuck the Troll Only, he's middle. Anyways, we don't want that. At the end of the day, we need this album, need it ASAP. Carti had a great 2024 without dropping music. Some fucking how. Right? He didn't really drop that much. He just hopped on a bunch of features, dropped one single song, and he's over here being the biggest artist in the world right now because he's huge. He's huge. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He became the biggest artist without dropping music. I don't know how it was possible, but I do commend him for that. It's respectable. I will tune in for that album, and I'm sure you all will also. Hopefully, 2025 music.